up, everyone? This is WOLFpak TV. We are live, and I am here with the one and only, the owner of Team Zero Gravity. We have Ryan Bentson. We do not have Larry Wheels right now. He's at an expo. Maybe he'll join us in a little bit, but we're going to dive in so much to what Ryan and Larry have going on with their new gym and their podcast and everything else. So, Ryan, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing amazing. Happy to be here. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, of course.
Everything's great.
Awesome. Yeah, so I have seen you now a lot over the last couple weeks because we just discovered that we're really close, and it's been so awesome because like last week we featured you with our One Life bag collection, and you told a little bit of your story. Had to bring you back because your story was so inspiring. Everyone's going to get to hear Ryan's story very soon. In a couple weeks, we're going to drop his Make Your Mark series. So it was an awesome one. We also went to your gym, saw how everything was just so incredible. I can't even believe it. Like seeing it in person, it's not even real. And we're going to talk a lot about that. So before we do, why don't you just let us know a little bit about your passion project and where you are in your opening right now.
All right. Well, right now I'm upstairs at OG Gym in our podcast room where we don't have our right lighting in here right now, but so that's why it's a little bright. But this is where we've been doing the podcast upstairs here. We opened up, so me and Larry Wheels, Larry hired me as his coach last year. And we prepped him for last year's Olympia Amateur. God, it's been about 2 years almost now since we really started. During that process, I was talking to Larry about how I was in the works on trying to open a big public gym, like new mecca bodybuilding type of gym. And early on, Larry said, "Hey, man, do you want to partner on this?" And without hesitation, I said, "Absolutely, let's do it." And so fast forward to, it took us 11 months to build this gym.
Yeah.
So we decided to go in Claremont, California. And Claremont just was the right fit. I have had my private gym for Team Zero Gravity here in Claremont for the last 6 years. And we had an opportunity to go into a large building that was on the same property where my old gym had been for many years. And we had the best experience with getting this open as far as with our property manager. The people who own this center have been an absolute godsend. You know, they helped us through every step of the way.
Yeah.
And so we opened up here on June 1st was our grand opening. And it was just amazing experience. Our grand opening, we had over 4,000 people show up.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, it was so much fun. 4,000, right around 4,200 people, I think, came through the door that day.
That's so crazy.
And some of the big names in the sport came by and supported. You know, we had Breon Ansley here. We had Julius Maddox, you know, strength, and we had a lot of just the big influencers and big names in bodybuilding that came through that day, which made it extra special.
Okay, so this is like a line of people waiting to come into your grand opening.
Yeah, we had people who slept overnight.
What?
Out front of the gym to be the first ones here for the new gym.
Oh my gosh. That's nuts. These people were just lined out to the street to get into your gym.
You know, so surreal, right? I pulled up in the morning thinking, like, I'm going to get
here really.
I was like, I'm going to get to the gym really, really, really early to make sure everything's right for the day, you know, that day. And when I showed up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, there was people who were already lined up.
Oh my gosh.
And the grand opening was at 12 o'clock. And this here was 5 o'clock in the morning, and these people were camped out in chairs and blankets, and they had spent all night out front of the gym.
This is so crazy. I mean, did you anticipate this? I mean, be honest. Was this like totally like it just shocked you, or were you expecting this?
You know, we were hoping for a big turnout, obviously, but
Yeah.
me and Larry had many talks going into this of having like those nightmares, right? Like that.
What if no one shows up?
We open and we're the only ones here. Nobody shows up. You know, like that definitely was a fear. But I knew that we built something spectacular, and I knew when people came in for the first time, they were going to see how much passion we put into this project, and I had no doubt it was going to be successful. I just didn't know it was going to be so quickly.
That's so crazy. I honestly, like, I can't even imagine opening a gym and having that kind of response. It's like it would just be such an out of body experience for me, just to see that all come to fruition, you know, because we were watching you and Larry in the building when you were just had the vision. You had this vision of what you wanted it to look like, right? And let's actually take a look at that, because I went to your website and I found, you know, some of these photos, and you know, just for anybody who doesn't know, who hasn't seen the gym, okay, you have a lot of little details. We're going to talk about the machines that you re-engineered and welded and everything like that. But just aesthetically, you and Larry took the time to pay attention to so many details. So, like, tell me a little bit about some of the details that you thought of that, you know, as I'm scrolling through these photos. Oh, we lost him. Okay, while we're getting Ryan back, I'm just gonna say, I went to this gym. Okay, I came to the gym yesterday, and I was walking through the gym, and Ryan was showing us around, and I noticed some details. The flooring, the gloss flooring. Some you see that in some of the new gyms, but it adds so much pop to the overall aesthetic. I really noticed these accent plates here. So Ryan, are you back? Oh, are you back?
I'm back. I lost you for a second, but I'm not on this camera now.
Okay, yeah, we just got to get the camera. Okay, but you can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Okay, we just got to get your camera.
There we go. All right, we're back.
Are you back? Okay,
yeah,
we're back.
We're having some Wi-Fi problems out here in Claremont today.
That's okay. You know what? It's live TV, and things happen on live TV. It's all good. I was just going over some of the accents, some of the details that I noticed. So maybe you can go over that a little bit better than me.
Yeah, so you know, when we built this gym, the whole goal was to have this hardcore gym with great equipment, but make it extremely aesthetic, and really just keep it in that black and white neutral tones, and then add the pops of color in with the lighting. What we wanted is, you know, the people in our gym to be the feature when they're there, when they're filming their content, when they're working out. And so the goal is to build a gym that just had the best aesthetics and had the best machines. So a lot of the equipment that's in this gym are ideas that I had in my head for many years. And we were able to partner up with Tough Stuff to be able to make some of those machines come to life, right? So, and I was actually in there powder coating, welding, and building a lot of the machines myself. I have a little background in that, so you know, there's always an opportunity, right? A lot of machines, like companies, are great, and they make a machine, but you always would look and say, well, I wish it would do this though, or I wish this machine just did that. And we had an opportunity, which is great for me, because being such a fan of bodybuilding, like, it allowed me to be able to actually make some of these machines. Like the machine we're seeing here, that's a customized bench press. It's a one-off machine. There's only one in the world. We're the first one with that prototype.
Wow.
And it's such a unique machine. People are loving it here in the gym.
So what makes it, tell me what makes it unique real fast.
That bench press, so that's a competition bench. Now, typically when you're doing competition bench presses, right, that between lifters, and we're talking about them lifting 6, 7, 800 pounds if you're Julius Maddox, right? So between lifters, you have to, it's always, you have a certain start height for each lifter. So you would normally have to unrack the weights, spotters would have to move the bar up and then re-rack. So we built this with a 2-ton jack inside of it where we can raise and lower the bar with the weight up to 2,000 pounds on the bar with no problem.
Crazy. That's crazy. I have to watch this again. That's so cool. That is so cool. Oh my gosh.
Just little concepts like that, which, you know, we were very fortunate to be able to say, okay, we want to do this. Let's make a machine do that. And then we also, Real Leader is an amazing equipment company. But like this squat rack here, this was our idea to do these quick release handles on the squat racks. And then the J hooks as well that are just adjustable by the pull, just a quick pull on the button. And you can move both the squat rack up and down. The J hooks are adjustable. Just those little things that you know, become an inconvenience in the gym. And we wanted to simplify it.
Yeah. Do you have a patent on this stuff?
Absolutely. When we were working with Tough Stuff, that's a patented movement. You know, here you're showing, that's one of our 9-station, or that's one of our functional trainers. We built all our machines to go to 300 pounds on the weight stacks so that nobody's maxing these things out. And we wanted to make it to where, you know, we just had unique equipment where you can continue to grow, never hit that plateau. You know, so very happy with the machines, the way they turned out. Real Leader stepped in and gave us a lot of really cool machines. They worked with us, hooked us up with some really awesome machinery, along with now we are added in some machines coming in from Max Pump, which everybody in the bodybuilding world has been seeing a lot of Max Pump. They do really good job with their equipment. And then those plates that you were talking about, right? The bumper plates, which are that flake, you know, plate. The colored plates. That's a company called Mayhem Strength. James is a great guy, the owner there. We did all our plates customized in that like neon colors to kind of go with the theme of like the neon colored uplighting in the gym. And we did the same thing. I think calibrated plates.
These are cool.
Yeah, they're different, right? They're different. You don't see them every day.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, you were telling me about, because the thing that I think is so cool, and it's funny because like I had interviewed Danny Hester and he did the same thing, which is when you are at the level that you are with training and you know exactly what results that you want. And I think this is probably common with a lot of bodybuilders. We will take a machine and we will use it in a way that maybe it's not intended to be used, so that we can hit our body in the way that, you know, to get the results that we want to get. Well, that's where someone like you comes into play and you're like, well, why don't I re-engineer a machine? And I remember yesterday you were talking about this particular machine. Let's see, it was you. And here we are. Okay. So this is the one you were talking about. So tell me about this row.
Yeah. So back, everybody who knows one of the best row machines on the planet is the Hammer Strength DY row. It's a great motion, but for many years, if you really want to target that lower lat on that machine, I would always take a pad from another machine and lean it so you could angle forward on it, so we could kind of get that position where you're leaning forward, so we're really isolating that lower lat.
Right.
And so I thought, well, this is the time. I always wanted to make this machine. Let's make it.
Yeah.
And so that one right there is a one-of-one machine. That's the only one that exists.
That is so cool. That's so cool.
You know, so we wanted to make these kind of machines so that the experience that people had in the gym was just unique, you know, that things they can't find elsewhere. And this one turned out to be one of my absolute favorites. So
this one right here? What is this?
That's from Real Leader. That's the independent Smith press. It does shoulders and chest incline. We have the one next to it that is also does the flat and decline.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they knocked it out of the park with this design. It has so
That
much
looks so smooth.
maneuverability. It's such a nice machine.
Wow. This looks so smooth. It's crazy how you can adjust the seat up and down like a free weight bench, and then you're able to work unilaterally if you want. That's so good, especially for guys who have imbalances in chest and shoulders. We always go when we go heavy, we're usually like on a machine, and that allows you to be in a safe position and go heavy. That's cool.
Yeah, here that's our dumbbell racks. We actually have our dumbbells going. Right now they're up to 280, and we
280. Who uses 280?
Well, we decided that we're going to add them all the way up to 350. We want to have the heaviest dumbbells in the world, so the 350s are on their way.
Okay, Ryan, I know you're like the strongest guy in the world. You're known as the human crane. What's the heaviest you've ever gone?
I think we could row the 280s. That's possible. But Julius Maddox actually attempted pressing them for the grand opening, and I think he would have got them if he would have had the proper setup to do it. He's an 800-pound bench presser, so
yeah. Somebody wants to know 280. 280. That's crazy.
Yeah, 280 pounds.
So you've done rows with 280s.
Yeah, Larry just did rows with them a couple days ago on Instagram, so they're definitely movable. You got to remember, Larry Wheels is one of the owners of this gym, so he's like superhuman.
Yeah.
And so if you've never seen it in person, you need to come here and see it, because he really is something special, man, when you see him lift.
It is crazy because, it's hard for me to wrap my head around it, but I have seen these crazy strength lifts with my own eyes, and it's just, I think that's why people they like hate on you and they don't believe it or whatever, because it's hard for people to comprehend what that actually is. But for those of people who don't know, Ryan is literally one of the strongest people. I want to tell a story that you told me earlier, but when you were 19, you went to your first Olympia and you entered a bicep curl competition, not knowing what exactly you were getting yourself into, not knowing like exactly how strong you were. Okay, now you take it from here.
Yeah, that was back when the Olympia was at the Mandalay Bay, and they had a competition, Battle of the Biceps, and I thought, well, let me enter. And I ended up winning the competition.
Yeah.
Not really realizing that, I always trained hard, but I grew up in a gym with monsters, training with guys that were beasts. And I knew I was strong, but, hadn't really ever been in like a public gym or entered in competition. And that's when I realized, that I was strong. And that's when I got nicknamed the Human Crane. Started doing that's when I started getting a lot of notoriety for my strength. Now, obviously, prior to social media back then, so it was just magazines. But I still got the covers of those magazines around here.
I know. I saw the magazine, and you're gonna put that up in your gym, right?
Yeah, that'll go up somewhere. I've had, I got a lot of exposure back in the day for just, like I said, for being strong and being a bodybuilder. So being like that hybrid athlete, kind of like Larry Wheels is now, right? Which is why it made such a good mix with me and Larry. He's like that hybrid athlete who is a bodybuilder, powerlifter, arm wrestler, strongman, kind of a mixture of all of the above. And that's kind of where I was back in the day. Just unfortunately back then we didn't have social media. We had to wait 3-4 months for the magazines to come out.
Right. I know. Well, now we do have social media, and even though maybe there are some downsides, I will say there are definitely some upsides. And some of those upsides are it has allowed, the influencer culture, I think, has definitely fed into, your already established, what you've created. And now, like you have you have Larry Wheels, I know people like Anatoly and let's see, I think Larry Wheels had posted something with Anatoly. So I think he trains there too, right?
Yeah, Anatoly's been here a few times. He's in town, so he's been here. Um, we've been, very fortunate. In this industry, I've got to meet so many incredible people, and along with having the new gym, we also had the new OG podcast, the One Gen podcast, and we've had Callum's been in here pretty regularly.
Yeah.
So Callum Von Molger's been in here. Had an opportunity to get to know him a lot better. Such an outstanding guy. Anatoly, just an absolute phenom, right? Like, just to watch a guy at 170 pounds deadlift damn near 700 pounds is outrageous. And just a humble guy.
Yeah.
And so that's been a lot of fun. But we've had a lot of big names in here, along with all the guys that I coach that are coming to the gym. We have multiple Olympians in here every day. And it's just been really good. Breon's been here a few times.
Yeah.
Train. And it's been a really just fun experience. I think the best part is the feedback that we get from everybody who comes in has been so positive, and the members just say, I feel like this is home away from home. And that's really what we wanted to create, is just that environment where people feel like this is their home gym and this is where they belong. And Chris Aria was here, who's just the king of functional training, functional strength. We cater to everybody. It's not just a bodybuilding gym. It is bodybuilding, powerlifting, functional training, just general fitness. We have our infrared saunas, our cold plunge for recovery, and the juice bar and the coffee station. We got our meal preps, the posing room, all the things that we just want to make sure that we checked all the boxes to be able to legitimately say, I think we're the best gym in Southern California. And
I say that.
Yeah, and I feel strong about being able to say that.
I would have to agree. You were also featured on the news, right?
Yeah, what an awesome opportunity.
How cool is that?
Yeah, so we got approached, and we ended up we were on Channel 2, Channel 9, and then we were on Sports Center. And
Sports Center too?
Yeah, such a cool experience to be able to just share what we're doing, the reason behind the passion for this gym. And it was really unique experience, super blessed. I mean, the community here in Claremont has been nothing but supportive, and it's just been awesome. Yeah, that's Julius right there doing the 280-pound dumbbell press. And those dumbbells, thanks to those were loaned to us over here for the grand opening by none other than the guy Strength Cartel, right? Came through. So, yeah, so Big Boy was here, and he's been here a few times. Another great guy to have in the gym. So
nice.
Yeah, we're pumped,
Yeah, I know. It's like, when it comes to, okay, I'm just gonna give my thoughts. Let's dive into some thoughts.
Oh, let's do
it. This is some fun stuff, right? So, we talked about social media. We talked about how it is kind of annoying, some of the ways that social media may exploit the integrity of our industry, I guess is a good way of putting it, right? But I also think, on the flip side of that, it's like, look at how much it has helped all of us. I mean, you're able to take something that you're so good at, and you're able to collect all these people, and through word of mouth and through the fact that we have more access to each other, getting these people that are so viral and people are so attracted to them, who obviously they're going to be attracted to you and they're going to see everything that you have going on. I mean, it really has brought everything together. What are your thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. I love the social media, you can love it, hate it, but it's a necessary thing for business nowadays. And I'm just glad that we're on the positive side of it. Obviously, partnering with Larry was a huge move that way. Larry's got 5.6 million followers. And Larry's followers are a very positive group of people. Larry's always been very transparent with his accomplishments, with his struggles, with just life in general. And I think that's why the fans really associate with him so well. And, this is the business model here, that this wasn't just built to slap my name on it, to slap Larry's name on it. I'm literally here for like 14 hours every day because I love being here. Larry's training here every day. And, the one thing I can say about Larry is that every time someone has ever stopped him, no matter where we're at, how tired he is after the end of an expo, he's always more than happy to stop, take a picture, sign an autograph, spot somebody. I mean, where else are you going to go and try to break a PR and bench press and get a spot from Larry Wheels?
Right.
So, and he's more than happy to do that. He's thrilled to be here in the gym. Like I said, we just both put a lot of time and effort into doing this place right. And we want to take care of our baby, So this is the first of many. We will be coming to a town near you, I promise.
Yeah. I mean, look at this. This is from your grand opening, right?
That is from the grand opening. The crazy part about this video right here is that this video got 25 million views.
What?
Yeah, this was posted originally by Real Leader, one of the equipment companies, and on their page it's over 20 million, and then on Larry's page it's got another 10 million. So this video here probably has close to like 30-40 million views across all.
I don't think people understand what the video is, because I'm looking at the comments and it says, looks like a nightclub. I'd fart in there and leave. F no. They don't realize that when Larry said, my gym is open, would you train here? He didn't mean that it was like, this is like a normal day. Like, I don't think people who are commenting understand.
Yeah, people thought like, no way would I train there. Look at how it's crazy.
I wouldn't either, but this is not what it is.
So we didn't expect anybody to actually try to work out. This was just an opening like party, right? And 12 to 4, it was a meet and greet. Come see the gym. Then some people wanted to work out, but we had the DJ, we had all the cool stuff going on, and people were looking like, "There's no way I could work out there."
I know.
And, not with 4,000 people in the building.
Right. I don't think they understood that completely. Okay. I want to go back to that, but I just saw this and I have to address it. I want to know, can we talk a little bit about this situation right here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was a good one.
Speaking of videos that went viral, this one. Oh, he broke his wrist.
So the cool thing about being in this gym or being around Larry is he's doing constant collaborations with really wild people. Yeah. This gentleman right here from Hawaii is like the super heavyweight champion of the slap fighting world. And, yeah. So I highly Larry came that morning. He's like, he had been in Vegas that weekend, and was at the UFC event, and then went to the slap fight and met this gentleman. And he thought, man, I wonder if I could take a hit from like the heavyweight champ. And didn't tell me until the day of. He was like, "Yep, I'm getting slapped today," and I was like, "What?" I highly suggested that he didn't do it.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Did he comfortable from that?
Dude, as this mammoth of a man, he's like 425 pounds.
Yeah.
Came to the gym, nicest guy on the planet, as all the Hawaiians are, man. It's just, he slapped him with nothing but love. But Larry took it, man. I tell you what, he didn't get knocked out. He got knocked off balance.
Right.
And then got right back up. Definitely said he had a headache and a stiff neck for several days.
That's hilarious.
But I don't recommend the career in slap fighting.
I honestly, it's funny because I always talk about this. I'm like, how is slap fighting so popular? But then I find myself scrolling through and watching slap videos, and I'm like, I'm contributing to this right now.
It's 100% gets more views than like the UFC. It is. I mean, let's face it. There's a reason why Dana White's involved.
Right.
If it wasn't getting, because it's one of those like guilty pleasures, right? Like you everybody kind of wants to see it, but we all think it's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But you want to watch it though. And I watch it. I've gone down the rabbit hole before for a couple hours watching these videos. So yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, it takes some guts to stand there and let a 400+ pound man just hit you with everything he's got.
Yeah. I remember, so I was a part of the last Figure International. It was 2022. It was the last time they had Figure. But I remember when I got the invite, this is what I would tell everybody. Oh my gosh, the Arnold is going to be so huge. They're going to have all kinds of stuff. They're going to have slap fighting. And it was always like the first thing that I said. I was like, there's going to be slap fighting. There's going to be, and I would list off some things, but I was like, the slap fighting is what, I don't know, subconsciously, I knew that would feel exciting to somebody hearing me tell. I don't know. It was just, there was something about it that was so, like, there was a novelty about it. It's kind of like the shake weight, right? Like, yeah. You feel like, what the heck is this? But then you just can't stop talking about it.
Yeah, and you got to try it. But no one's listening.
What about you? Would you ever do slap fighting?
You know what? At this point in my life, if I was in my 20s like Larry, I would have 100% did it.
With a good arm.
You know, but at this point, no. There's no way. There's not, well, I don't want to say there's not an amount of money, because there definitely is an amount of money that I would let somebody hit me.
Yeah.
But, you know, it would have to be pretty significant for me to take a slap from a dude like that. Yeah. And I definitely would want to, I don't know what's wise. Like, I was telling Larry, do you want to go first or do you want to go second? Because, like, I think Larry going first, he hit him hard enough to, like, make him more angry, right? But then want to hit you harder. Mm-hmm. So maybe I'd go second, just to, like, he would take some sympathy on me maybe a little bit first. Yeah.
Is that the order you would go in? See, you're seriously considering this. I'm not seriously considering this at all.
I mean, there's enough money. I would do it. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I've been hit hard for free, so yeah, I would do it.
Okay. So we're not doing slap fighting, but I will say this. One thing that I did remember from yesterday when we were on our way out, okay. For those of you I don't know, we're doing this. We're doing Operation WOLFpak. We're going into the best gyms that we can find, and we're giving the members new bags. We went to your gym. We were on our way out, and you had a humongous group of people that were waiting to train with you. And it was technically group training, but everyone in this group looked like they were like elite athletes. Like I've never seen this before, ever. You see a group class, and, you know, you don't see people get together in groups to, you know, have the camaraderie and everything like that. I've never seen a group so elite looking, all like excited to train in a big group like that. Can you tell me what exactly is this? This is not a normal thing.
You know, my motto, anybody who knows, it's always been iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
And I believe the success for my team over the last 25 years is it starts with the leader, right? It starts with me setting the pace and what I expect from these athletes. But what it really comes down to is the camaraderie between the athletes on my team. So I may have a group of guys, you know, I break it up into smaller groups, and then I set the tone for what the workout is, rep range, what I expect from them. And then they actually train as a team. It's just like having a group of 2 or 3 of your training partners training with you, and with your coach just overseeing it and making sure. Now, here's the best part is we're talking about ultra competitive people.
Exactly. So, That's the thing. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah. So if I have in like one group yesterday, I have 3 Olympians that are all training together, right?
Yeah.
Jason Gwynn, Mark's an IFBB pro. That's a group of 4 pros training together. Now, the greatest thing is that Jason, if these guys are going to be competing against each other at some point in the season. And many times they're prepping for the same show. So when one guy grabs the 100-pound dumbbells, the other guy goes, I'm going to grab the 105s. And then the other guy's going to grab the 110s. Right? Or if he does, 10 reps and the next guy's going to try to do 11 or 12. And it really brings that competitive side out of these guys. But at the same time, they're all supportive of each other. They're spotting each other. They're motivating each other. But every one of them wants to be a champion. So they're all there to beat each other. So what other environment do you get to where you get to train against your competition? Talk about like next level of motivation, right? And then for those younger athletes that are aspiring to be like these guys, I don't separate them. They get to train right alongside of them. So they get to see the level of dedication and the level of hard work it takes for these guys to be to these 5, 6, 7, 8 Olympias. And so they get such a fast, course on what it takes, realistically takes to be at that level. They see the discipline of it, these guys bringing their meals and eating right afterwards and their cardio. And, they get to be a witness to it. As where before, maybe you go to the gym and you have maybe 1 pro there or no pros in that gym. Here, we have at any given time, I got 15, 20 pros probably in the building right now. And these guys are supporting each other, but at the same time, everybody wants to win.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, I'm just going to be real. It's really difficult to be at a high level and work in groups. Like I personally, and I think a lot of people that, are at that level, they are, most people tend to be like, I just want to be in my zone. I just want to be, but I will say this, I agree with you. If I had like a group of people at that level and I really felt like we were all like pushing each other and I felt that energy, I would probably change my mind because it's a very specific, type of energy that I think we would subscribe to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? I still believe me and Larry had this talk before we opened, and we were thinking, what do the people want, right? And then I stopped that conversation and said, you know what, Larry, what people want, it's already been proven. You've been successful at the highest level in your life at everything you've done so far. I have been in my field, and it's because we've been true to what we believe and true to our style. And why would it be any different if we introduce it to the public? Let's just be us. Some people said, well, what music? Don't play it too loud. Don't play it too quiet. We want it. And we just said, you know what? I've always been the guy. I bang the music because I like loud music, heavy weights, and at the end of the day, there's going to be enough people out there that are just like us, that are like-minded, that want that environment. And it may not be the environment for some people. And if it's not, it's okay. Because there's gyms for you, like Planet Fitness and everywhere else. But, for us, we're going to stay true to who we are, what we believe in. And because of that, I think it just comes across as so genuine. And the level of our members here is world class, right? And the other side is we have just a great group of people, even if they're just locals from Claremont that are coming to this gym. They respect the gym. They're racking their weights because we have created a real gym culture here in this gym.
I was just going to say, like, I feel like, seeing it firsthand, I'm just going to say, I'm going to go back to here because I want to show this crazy line of people when you did your grand opening. Being there in person, I will say this, there were a lot of top elite people, and then there were people that were just coming off of work and that just were coming in for a regular workout, and the energy was so loving and so welcoming and so warm to everybody. There was no like elitist energy. I didn't feel any of that. I felt like it's just a warm vibe where everybody was just down for each other. That is rare. And that usually comes from the top. I mean, it always comes from the top. You have, you know, the leader sets the tone, and then it's kind of like trickles down from there. So that's, I mean, that's props to you for sure. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I will never tolerate anybody ever disrespecting somebody in the gym. And we want to just create that culture where everybody belongs. And if you're brand new to the gym, you know, I believe these guys have taken key to that I have my pros walking around here that they see someone who needs a spot or needs help or is doing something a little incorrectly. They'll jump right in and help them out.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, it becomes infectious, and it just creates this environment that everybody wants to be a part of. I had a member come up to me last night who said, you know, she had signed up for 1 month thinking it was going to be on a trial basis, and decided that this is a place that she wants to be because of the amount of friendliness that she was getting from the other members and from the staff and the owner. And that to me means everything. You know, there's Joey Swole in that video, right? Gym positivity, that's what he's all about.
Yep.
We're about that here at One Gen Gym, and we want nothing but good vibes, people getting good results, and just having fun.
Well, let me just say that if Joey Swole is there, I'm pretty sure you're not going to see anyone doing anything stupid.
No. Joey's a stand-up guy, and he's here. He's been here a few times, and he'll be here regularly. And Joey is just the epitome of what it means to lead by example. And we need more people. We need more Joey Swoles in the world.
Yeah. It's crazy how he has really taken off. I mean, he has built. I mean, he was already so popular, but you know, he really found his. You know, we talked about this earlier. You know, when you find your thing and you just decide that's your thing, like you're like, I'm good at this, and people are attracted to me with this thing that I'm good at. And with him, he really found his thing. You know, people really gravitate to him and really trust his judgment. And I think that's what it is. You know, he calls something out, and a lot of people do that, right? But there's something very specific about the way that he does it that makes people go, he's cool, like he has good judgment, he's spot on, and he's really consistent. I don't know. There's something about him specifically, right?
Joey has stood the test of time. He's one of the original influencers. And
that's a good point. That's true.
And he's remained super relevant all these years, probably right now more so even than ever before. And I think that's just a testament because, again, Joey is genuine, and he does what he says. And, you know, I think he's really passionate about everything that he's doing. And I don't believe it's for show. Joey is really passionate about the gym and the gym culture. And you know, it shows. You can tell there's always going to be copycats. Joey's one of the OGs.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, OG Gym, you only have the OG's knowledge.
Absolutely. That was a little shameless plug in
there. No, but you're writing with that title. You have the OG, your One Gen, which I love the abbreviation. It's awesome. The OG Gym, your One Gen podcast. So tell me a little bit about that, about your podcast, because you guys have had a lot of awesome guests already. What is the focus? Like, do you have like a specific focus that you guys tend to like cover the most?
You know, what we really want to just talk about is different topics and maybe dive in a little deeper with people in the industry. And talking about things outside of the stage, right? Not just in the world of bodybuilding, but finding out about these guys. You know, we did the one recently with Callum von Mulger. I thought he was a great guy before it. I think he's even better after getting to know him and going deeper with that guy. You know, he really opened up about his trials with losing his brother, and, you know, the injuries and everything else that he's been through, and just such a genuine guy. And really what the goal is just to sit down and have a conversation. We don't want anything scripted. I don't know what we're talking about. I don't research any of the people before we go in.
Really?
yeah, I don't want to know anything about them before because I don't want to have any preconceived notions or feel like
Yeah.
I know. I just want to talk,
Mhm.
and just get to know these people, let them tell their story, and see where it goes, right? Because then
Yeah.
it's just a conversation. We set it up in here. I'm actually in the podcast room now, right? So we got
Yeah.
our mics and everything in here, and we got a couple of couches, and we sit down and we just talk, um,
That's awesome.
and it's been really really cool. We've had some really interesting guests on. We had Toji on, who recently, that kid is wild, um, but extremely intelligent young man.
Yeah.
A little bit on the crazy side with his beliefs and what he's trying to accomplish, but definitely a smart kid. And
Yeah.
we've had Corey on talking about PEDs. She's brilliant. She
Yeah.
is just Corey Heyman is just like extremely intelligent and very well spoken. Learned a lot that day about her and her opinions on things, and
Yeah.
we have some interesting ones lined up. So, but we want to break into other worlds. We want to bring people on from different industries, from finance, from fighters in the fight world to other pro athletes, and just people who have overcome circumstances or people who have found a way to rise to the top in whatever it is that they do, um, and find out what it is that makes those people tick, what made them different, what made them stand out to be able to really get to the summit of whatever it is they're doing. And so whether it was, like I said, finance or, just I'm always a student here too. I like to talk to these people and learn from people who are done things bigger and better and greater than we have. Other gym owners, and just get to know what makes people tick. You were here yesterday with Clark Bartram, right? Who is like the OG